Some time ago, in Block C at Dewale Close, a Lagos face me I face you compound, where buckets queue for water like job seekers. Kenechukwu and Ngozi Okafor were the kind of couple everyone used as the yard example. Kene was a quiet civil servant who ironed his shirts every Sunday night and arranged them by colors, while Ngozi was a tailor whose machine never rested and whose mouth rarely joined gossip, a very quiet woman. Their room always smelled of starch and stew, the smell of discipline. They had 2 kids. Even Mama Kudi, the compound newscaster, once said, if peace they find address for Lagos, now their room he go rent. But one hot Thursday afternoon, Peace decided to pack up and leave. Ngozi was in her shop, hemming a customer's gown, when her phone began to vibrate non-stop. The name flashing on the screen made her surprised. Ejimofo, her husband's younger brother, the one who last called 2 years ago when he needed small urgent 5k. She picked up, pretending to be smiling. Ejim, long time oh. Ha! Now wow, you still dey remember us? Sister me, how you go dey talk like that? His voice boomed through the speaker. I just say, make I check on una now. In fact, I dey pack now for Onitsha. I dey enter bus wey dey come Lagos like this. Ha! Lagos ke? Where you dey go? You no even tell us so. Na small waka now, no vex, my in-law. I just want rest body small, maybe 1 or 2 weeks, Work don't tire me. Your boy don't suffer for this Onitsha. Abeg, I go call you once I reach. Before Ngozi could even reply, the line cut. She sighed, knowing her husband would soon start the same speech he always gave. He's my brother. Allow him to rest small. Let's manage him. By evening, someone knocked on the compound gate, followed by a loud, familiar voice shouting, "Kene my blood! Open, open, open! Na me, Ejimofo the Onitsha lion!" Ngozi stopped cooking and went to bring him in, and there stood trouble in dark shades and borrowed confidence. Ejimofo stepped in, dragging a large Ghana must go and smiling like a returning celebrity. His cheap oil perfume entered before him, and then his stories followed immediately after. He hugged Kene so tightly the man's glasses almost fell off. Brother, see as you fresh. Lagos they do you well, oh. I say make I come breathe city air small before I collapse in that wicked Onitsha. Ngozi forced a smile. Welcome, oh. You didn't even tell us you were coming now. Surprise visit. I say make I surprise una small. But now only 2 weeks I go stay. I no go too stay for this Lagos. I won't stay long. Just let me balance a little bit. I no want disturb una. I will just stay for 2 weeks. Waka dey come out. By nightfall, the whole yard had greeted him. The children admired his shine wristwatch. The men nodded politely, and the women whispered because Ejimofo was a bit good looking, Ejimofo stretched on Kene's sofa like it was his inheritance and said, Omo, this Lagos fine past the whole East joined together. This is what I truly need. Omo, my brain will reset here. Hey! Ngozi served him food, and he ate noisily like a prisoner, praising himself. Sister Ngozi, your soup sweet oh, but me sef I sabi chop. I sabi chop food. I go chop your food so tey you go dey praise yourself say you too cook. Na me be that. Chai! I just envy my brother small. This marriage favor my brother well oh. Kene smiled proudly. Ngozi smiled a little bit, praying that the visit would truly end in 2 weeks. By the 2nd week, the compound had quietly accepted Ejimofo as a part of them. He didn't force himself in, he simply blended in. the way smoke sneaks into a kitchen without invitation. Every morning, while Ngozi rushed the children off to school and Kene prepared for work, Ejimofo would stroll out of the room in shorts, humming one old flavor song and scratching his chest like a man with kwashiorkor. He ate whatever appeared in sight. Sometimes the children's leftover tea, sometimes a whole loaf of bread meant for breakfast. When Ngozi asked, he smiled. Sister Ngozi, no vex no vex for me abeg. I just help una finish am before e go spoil. You know say I no dey like spoil, I no dey like throw away things like that. Because I don see say that bread don dey get small signs say e go spoil this night. So I just do una favor, say make I finish am sharp before e go quick spoil. Ngozi would stare at him with so much disgust, wanting to beat the living daylight out of him. Before long, he turned into a self-appointed helper just to get tips. If it was raining, he would offer to bring umbrella to Kene's office and then return with transport money. At first, tenants liked him because he made himself useful. He fetched water for Mama Kudi once, helped Uncle Bode carry generator another time, and even chased a stray goat from the compound. By the third week, my people, week 3, people began calling him Bro Ejim, the helpful brother-in-law. And that was how the door to small trusts began to open for him. One night, when NEPA light cut off, Ejimofo saw opportunity shining through the darkness. The landlord was not around, he traveled, and the security man had gone out to drink. So that night, he moved around the yard, announcing in his confident voice, "Abeg, make una contribute small money so I go fit buy cable and fuse for the meter. Light go return quick. I go give landlord updates later, make una no fear." And because everyone knew he was Kene's brother and Kene was responsible, they didn't argue. 5 tenants gave him 500 naira each. Ngozi didn't even know. She only found out when Mama Kudi told her, your brother-in-law, they try you. At least he dey represent your family well. See what he do last night. Ngozi was shocked to hear that. That evening, she went to meet her husband Kene. So now he's collecting money in your name and you're keeping quiet. Kene shrugged, looking tired. Ngozi, he's just helping now. Come on. There is no harm there. But harm had already found bed space because Ejimofo did not buy any fuse for any meter. That same week, he offered to help Kene withdraw some cash with his ATM card since Kene was already late for work. "Bro, I dey go POS already. No worry, just give me the card and your PIN. I go bring and come." Kene hesitated though, but as usual, his heart melted for his baby brother. By evening, there was no cash in sight. When he asked, Ejimofo rubbed his head and said, "It be like say the POS machine swallowed the transaction halfway. You know as all these POS machines they do now. But no worry, they go reverse them." But my paddies, 2 days passed and nothing was reversed. Ejimofo continued stepping on their toes. The one he did one day that made Ngozi almost slap his head was one Sunday morning, when she entered the kitchen to warm the pot of stew she cooked the night before, only to notice it was halfway gone. The pot lid was replaced carefully, as if the thief feared God, but did not fear consequences. She turned slowly, and there was Ejimofo, tying towel, humming gospel music and licking his fingers. Ngozi backed. She was so furious. "Ejimofo, you ate from this stew?" He smiled, looking unbothered. Sister me, spirit led me to taste it early before church. I always operate as the spirit leads. But na small thing I collect, I no even collect big. For a second, she wanted to bounce on the stupid boy calling himself a man. But she decided to hold herself just for peace to reign, so that her husband will not say she disobeyed him. When she reported to Kene, hoping for at least a small thunder and support from him. Kenneth just sighed deeply and said, Ngozi, he's my brother. He's just you. Anybody can get hungry at any time now. Eh? Don't start quarrel this Sunday morning. I beg you. Let's just manage him small. Don't worry, I'll give you money to prepare more stew. He will soon go. Kai! She stared at him speechless. The words, let's manage him, echoed in her head like church bell during fasting. She had heard this before, and it always did not end well. Soon, 2 weeks turned to 1 month, and by the time the month rolled by, the shine on Ejimofo's politeness had faded like cheap Hausa gold. The same tenants who once called him fine helper now avoided eye contact with him at the corridor. He had started borrowing small money from everyone. 2,000 naira from the barber to top up his quick business. 3,500 from Mama Kudi because alert stuck halfway, and 1,000 naira from the dry cleaner for urgent toothpaste. When anyone reminded him, he would laugh and say, don't worry, I dey expect big money. Now just this stupid network they delay am. Don't worry. Before long, he owed half the compound, each debt with a new excuse. Even Kene began getting side comments like, this your brother now 419 oh, palawo. Then came the real blow, my people. Ejimofo used Kene's name to apply for an online loan, listing Ngozi's phone number as the emergency contact. Within days, strange text messages began to disturb the household. Dear Kenechukwu, your payment is overdue. Default attracts police action. In fact, we will post your image on social media for assaulting a child until you pay us our money. Haba. It got so bad that Ngozi's hands trembled each time her phone rang, because it was loan apps firing her with calls back to back. She confronted Ejimofo that evening, waving the messages in his face and shouting angrily. He just smiled and waved it off and said, Sister Ngozi, calm down. Na small loan now. Nothing serious. I go settle them before they settle me. Don't worry, just ignore their calls. She nearly slapped the living daylight out of that boy. But the man walked off, whistling. The following morning, the madness reached the children in the compound. A little boy from the next door knocked on their door and said, Auntie Ngozi, Uncle Ejim collected our Capri Sun again. Oh. He said he wanted to test the expiry date. Ngozi froze. For a moment, she couldn't understand why she was putting up with a child in a man's body. Later that night, she burst out crying. Kene, you keep protecting him. You keep protecting him. One day, police will come and carry all of us. Kene rubbed his forehead, exhausted. Let me talk to him tomorrow. Don't worry, I will talk to him. Okay? By the next week, the compound was already boiling with gossip. Tenants whispered at the tap, pointing at Ejimofo whenever he passed. Even children began calling him Uncle Longer Truth. But to prove he was still a responsible man, Ejimofo decided to rebrand his image. He then came up with a new sharp idea. He created a WhatsApp group called Adewale Close Progress Forum. By evening, everyone's phone had received the invitation. Even the security man, who still used Torchlight's phone, borrowed his neighbor's own just to join. Ejimofo became the self-appointed admin. He gave him a sense of responsibility. So he started dropping inspirational nonsense every morning. Things like, good morning, great people. Never hate who eats your food. Tomorrow he might buy the plate. Or, don't despise a dreamer, even if he sleeps in your corridor. Some tenants laughed, some rolled their eyes, but everyone stayed quiet first. Let them see the nonsense he was planning. Then, on Tuesday night, as people were preparing for bed, phones began to ping one after the other. Ejimofo had mistakenly sent a voice note meant for his scam partner into the group, and the message played loud and clear. Guy, I don't use my brother BVN run the next loan. No. The man go buy the land tomorrow. I just want know as I want take sell this Mumu compound where they inside like this. And I still they negotiate with the buyer. Yeah, he will come and see the property tomorrow. For a full minute, everybody was dumbfounded. That same moment that the foolish voice note dropped, Ngozi was happy. She was happy that the fool had finally outed himself. But she stared at her phone and thought about what to do. And then she acted smartly. She said, enough is enough. So, before anyone could react, she quickly created another WhatsApp group, a private one, and added only the original tenants. The name was short and sweet. Operation Sweep Ejimofo Clean. Within minutes, everybody joined. Then Mama Kudi typed first. We go handle yard style. The Baba replied with emojis of broom and thunder. They agreed on one thing and decided they shouldn't make noise yet. They would pretend that nobody saw the voice notes. Meanwhile, before Ejimofo got himself and deleted the voice note, Ngozi already forwarded it to the private group chat as evidence. So, for 2 days, the compound acted normal. People greeted him as usual, even smiled at his dry-ass jokes. Ejimofo relaxed, thinking he was a sharp guy. Nobody saw the voice notes before he deleted it. Smart guy. So, he moved on with the plan, feeling very relaxed. Then on Thursday evening, 2 days later, they told him there was a small birthday party for Mama Kudi's cousin and that they needed him as the MC because of his loud voice and sense of humor. His chest puffed up with pride. Ejim Bobo, teach them how it's done, he said proudly to himself. Then he borrowed Kene's shirt and polished his slippers until it shone. As soon as the music started, he landed in style. Onitsha style, walking with swagger. He came in and everybody hailed him. Ejim Bobo, Ejimofo the Great, Isimili Jofo. He waved dramatically, feeling like an overblown balloon. Then he said in a borrowed accent, settle down everyone. Then when he picked the microphone to start properly, the trap closed. They made sure he had nowhere to escape from. Someone went behind him and gently dropped a bucket over his head. Thump! And before he could even do anything, everybody pounced on him and gave him the reset he needed. Some slapped his head through the bucket. Others threw brooms and slippers at him. Some kicked him, and all these things landed together. They made sure they beat him blue and black. Mama Kudi was the leader of this beating because the guy owed her 3,500 naira and refused to pay up. They beat him until he started seeing stars. When they were done, they dragged him to the gate. At this time, he was almost breathless and very confused. Then Mama Kudi dusted her hands and said, now, call police. In minutes, the police van landed. Ejimofo had not stopped begging since the beating started. But nobody listened to him. Even Kene wasn't home. He had traveled for a seminar. They made sure he wouldn't be around when the Operation Sweep Ejimofo started. So, my paddies, there was no one to rescue him. After the yard showed the police their evidence, the voice notes, they detained him and he spent 3 full months inside cell, sweeping the floor and sharing bunk with thugs and mosquitoes. Every time he picked up the broom, he remembered Adewale clothes and hissed. Tears would well up in his eyes as he nursed the injuries they gave him that day. He had always been the type of person to eat his cake and have it back. But this time around, he met the set of people that taught him a grave lesson he would never ever forget in his life again. By the time he finally came out, he was slimmer, darker, and quieter. When he reached the compound gate, his Ghana must go bag was already waiting outside for him. Nobody said a word to him. He gingerly picked it up, looked around, and respected himself and walked away. And let me tell you, my paddies, he never ever returned to Lagos again. Mama Kudi stood by the corridor monitoring him with her hands on her bass drum waist. This compound no dey fight with mouth. Oh, e be like say they no tell you, say whenever we unite, run oh, because even thunder dey fear our unity. That night, the tenants came out eating groundnut, puff-puff, drinking mineral and zobo. They were playing music and partying. You know, their yard never missed an opportunity to celebrate after a victory. They laughed and enjoyed themselves. And Ngozi was the happiest of them all. Finally, peace at last in her home. Whenever Kene asked how everything went down and how his brother landed in prison, she claimed ignorance and changed the subject. Peace, once again, came back to the yard. But as all of you know, peace doesn't last though. Peace doesn't last at all in this compound. So, until the next bass blows, let us all enjoy the peace we have today. The end. Moral lesson. The moral of this story is simple. When people keep quiet, it's not weakness. It's just them being patient. But patience has limits. No matter how gentle and understanding people are, if you push them too far, they will join hands together and teach you the kind of lesson that sticks. So never take advantage of good people just because they accommodate you. Respect the peace you meet in another person's home and respect their boundaries. That's all I have to say. I hope you learned a thing or two from this story. If you have any other opinion or anything you would like to share, kindly drop it in the comment section below. And another thing, my paddies, I want you all to tell me where you're watching from. Where are you watching from? Because I want to get to know all my paddies better. Today's shout out is going to Steffi Bloom 2320. I see you, girl. Thank you so much for your support, for your love, for always commenting on my videos. You are the real MVP paddy. I'm sending you a virtual hug. Thank you so much. In case you're wondering how to get a shout out, it's simply by commenting on all of my videos, showing up on all of my videos. And I promise you, one of those days, I'm going to shout out to you. Regardless, I appreciate each and every one of my Naya paddies. You guys are the best. Thank you for watching my videos till the end. I love you all. Thank you so much. And if you've not subscribed, now will be the perfect time to do so. Kindly hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification so that you don't miss a single video from this channel. And I promise you will never regret it. So, I'll see you in my next video. But until then, remember, don't let anyone dim your shine. Okay? Ngwano. Bye.